My name's Alex. Good to see you guys. Thank you for having me here. You may not know my name, but you might know me from the book I just wrote, Oh No He Didn't, A Sassy Guide to Atheism. Anybody pick that up yet? No? It's such a dry subject. I'm just trying to lighten. I didn't fucking write that, but I'm intimidated by writers, so I had to make something up. Because that's not the kind of life I lead. The kind of life I lead, the truth is that the other day I farted into a microwave and then set it at 420 and yelled, "Hot Pockets are ready!" And my friend was like, "You are never coming to my office for lunch again." And I can't just say that now up front because I want you guys to know where my politics lie. That didn't actually happen. I did fart in the microwave, but I got a round of applause. I wasn't kicked out of the office. Because we live on Silicon Valley, and offices are kind of a joke. I did just get a haircut and a beard removed. It was very different looking. And now I get up on stage, and what's been happening often is people have been yelling, "Gene Wilder!" at me. And every once in a while, "Henry Kissinger!" I get it. Jewy, and my time has come and gone. Get off the stage, Jew, is what you're saying. That's just what I'm implying, I guess. That's what I'm reading into it. I don't actually... I went to the Midwest in December for the first time. I did like a little tour, and I made an amazing discovery out there. I'm Jewish. I didn't know, but there are people on the street that'll just yell at you, evidently, and especially I get up in front of strangers and crowds, and it happened there too. And that was a revelation for me because I completely forgot. I've been AWOL from anything looking like Judaism for years. I made my $1,000 in gift cards at my bar mitzvah and got the fuck out of the business, and I have never looked back. And out here, it's very easy for you to just lose, whatever identity you walk around with. People usually don't come up and throw, criticism at it loudly. People are very, you could just lose whatever. You could be on fire here in this city, and people are like, "Would you leave him alone? That's his choice. God damn it. Let him burn. We have a festival for him in the desert once a year. What time is it? I've got to compress or decompress or something, I don't know. But I went out there and they have this amazing service and it's called verbal abuse, and that happened. One night I walked on stage and some guy in the audience just yelled, "Hanukkah!" at me like that. Like his brain didn't even get to Jew. It stopped at the only thing recognizable that he knew in association to it. Just came up and it was real violent, like his reaction. Like I just walked in and turned and he was like, "Hanukkah!" like that. Like, wow. I guess it's nice that it was a holiday that has some positive connotations to it. It could have been so much worse. It could have been like circumcision or Holocaust or like Pauly Shore. Why would you yell that? He's Jewish. I didn't know that. No, you know! That's enough of that. You guys like sports here? Fucking, I'm with the rest of you guys. I don't care. I don't. And I have a bunch of friends that are way into sports and they get mad. They're like, "What do you hate sports?" I'm like, "No, I don't. I just never learned a way to relate to them whatsoever." Because here's what happened. I was a little fat kid with barely a gender. I had these little kitty titties and a weird curly mullet, and it's like, are you blossoming into manhood or womanhood? Would you fucking pick a side already? Oh, it's just the pepperoni sweats, huh? Why don't you calm down on the food, stay puffed? And that shit happened to me around junior high. And when those two worlds collide, things happen. Like, girls you don't know come up to you and say, like, "Do you even have genitals?" And that's scarring forever. And also, all of your friends get on the sports train, and they get real into it, and that train leaves the station, and you're just a little chubby mystery running behind the train, like, "My sandwich is on there, I think." And I never got on. And as an adult, there's too much good shit on Netflix to catch up now. Like, I got other things to do. I realize I'm missing a lot of great life metaphors, but fuck you. 6 Feet Under is still good. Recently though, I had a little bit of a change of perspective because I went to a Giants game early in the season. And I sat in the bleachers. And nobody told me what a drunken shit show party the bleachers are. And that is something I can relate to. It's like 20 minutes into the game, I am drunk as shit and I am high-fiving people I do not know, just like, yeah, sports! And like there's all these crazy different people in the bleachers, and every one of them is screaming. And right behind me, there's like this row of like 5, like really big, kind of thugged out, super hard-looking dudes, you know, and they're just like yelling at the field, "Suck a dick! The Reds are fat! And you even have genitals!" and shit like that. And like they were yelling, and then the stadium cops would come around and tell them to shut up, and then everybody in the bleachers would throw shit at the cops and tell them to shut up, and I'm like, baseball is amazing so far. This is pretty good. And then about 30 minutes into the game, my buddy Chris, who I'm with, stands up and starts going like this. And a cockroach drops out of his shirt. And he stands up and he yells, "Cockroach!" And like one of the thug guys goes, "Oh shit, where, dog?" And he like jumps up on the bench like Olive Oil in a Popeye cartoon, saw a mouse or something like that. Like a little against type, dude. So everything settles there. And a few minutes later, there's a bunch of commotion behind us. We turn around, like 6 benches up. There's this guy, just an average-looking, drunk baseball fan, young dude, and he's got a beer cup and he's holding it like this. Because he caught the roach. And he's got it in the cup, and now he's got everybody's attention, and he proceeds to reach in and pull it out and plop it in his mouth and drink it down with an entire beer. And the bleachers have never seen such a goddamn hero in their entire lives. Everybody loses their fucking mind, right? His friends start chanting his name like, "Anton! Anton!" And we all start chanting, "Anton! Anton!" And then the Giants score a home run. And everybody in the bleachers is totally convinced that these two events are completely related. Why not? One caused the other, and I'm like, there's voodoo in this fucking game too? This is amazing! And then it just spreads like wildfire, because like at the end of the row, this other guy jumps up and he's got one. Turns out they're not cockroaches, they're crickets, because it's super hot out and they're out in droves. And this guy's not drunk, he's just crazy, because he goes, and people are losing their minds. And just as an aside, let's talk about the weather a little bit, alright? In this city, nobody knows what to do with themselves when it gets hot, okay? And that's what's happening. It's not a secret, we get the shit end of the stick in the middle of the summer for weather. When everybody else has beautiful days, we have this like cottony, ugly, gray cloud squeezed into the city, right? It's awful, you know, and then like after about 6 days of having like gray days here, then some asshole will come up to you and spit out that Mark Twain quote. Most of you are laughing, so you know. Those of you that don't, now I have to be the asshole to say it. Somebody will come up and they will say, "You know, the coldest winter I ever spent was a summer in San Francisco." Fuck you. Not just do you sound pretentious, but Mark Twain actually never said that. And I don't believe that we get summer or winter at that point. I believe we get a 5th season nobody else in the entire world gets, called August. It's just like June and July become 1 month called Glum, and then it rolls into August, and then after that, all of a sudden we get like 7 days of complete heat, just bam, like that, right? And nobody in the city has an air conditioner, so like after 3 days, it's 2 in the morning, and people are in the streets wandering around like the Night of the Living Dead, right? Just like, I don't know what to do with myself anymore. Sleeping is broken. Is Rainbow Grocery open? Because I think organic figs and flax will fix this shit. But I don't know. And that's what's happening. People are going crazy and eating crickets at the ballpark. Some guy jumps up and he eats one, and then like Anton eats another 3 because he's the fucking king. And then some woman jumps up and she's like, "There's no gender barriers here!" And she eats one. And I am tweeting everything. I'm like 7 down, and the guy in front of me eats one. I'm like 8, and he barfs, and I'm like back to 7. And I'm convinced this is going to be a new tradition. Like in a week, there's going to be like stuffed crickets sold at the stands, and like shirts that say "Let Anton Eat," and they'll have like fried ones you can grab, you know. And at the end of the game, it was 16 runs. The Giants won. Somebody told me it was the longest streak in the entire season. No small part because of us, I'm sure. There were 10 crickets consumed across 8 people. And I think I finally kind of get the bleachers and sports a little bit, right? All these people, all these crazy people that don't know each other coming together just to get a little drunk and watch something crazy and have a good time. That's what we can all get behind here, right? However, I think there's another underlying text in there, and that's that the real winner of the day was my fat kid inside, because I had like 6 churros and fucking like 3 hot dogs and like all the, you know those malts that you scoop up with a little wooden stick and then you eat? Yes, I had like 3 of those. So I think in the end, the real winner was the fat kid in all of us. I did my part, everybody. So that's it. That's the end of my story. Thanks for listening to that. And thanks for having me, guys.